Welcome to one of the greatest American art forms, the mixtape. Traditionally, a mixtape is a homemade compilation of media from multiple sources recorded into a medium like a VHS, CD, or cassette tape. What I present here is one part of what I call Mixtape Therapy, a collection of authentic conversations with musicians and artists alike, compiled into a podcast of their inspirations, work, and creative process. Just as you might share a mixtape, I share this with you, hoping that they will connect us in a similar way. Now, join me for a little mixtape therapy.
One thing that I'm really interested in is at the beginning of most rap songs, most rappers say something. Like, hey, I'm coming to the mic, turn on my headphones or whatever. Okay. How and why, like, how do you come up with whatever you're gonna say? When does it come up, like in the moment? Or do you think about it? Or is it something that gets you ready to do what you're gonna do? How do you come up with those words before you start rapping?
No, great question. It really varies on like the particular song I'm doing. Sometimes like I'll have a song that doesn't require anything, and I might just do some yo just to get in that mode. And then I'll delete them afterwards. But I don't know. It really varies particular song, and usually I just do it in the moment when I'm in there.
Okay, so you said that sometimes you'll do something to get you in that moment, and then you'll cut it out afterwards.
Right, right.
Do you go back and put do you go back and listen to the song and maybe like put something more thoughtful in that spot ever?
I mean, yeah, if I think it requires it, most definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of my songs have like a lot of substance to them. So I try to say something meaningful to lead into them if I can. But sometimes I just let it ride too.
Say more about the substance of your songs. What do you mean by that?
So I mean, I try to incorporate a lot of the things that I've went through in my life. I feel like that's kind of like the premise and point of hip hop is to share your experience or to showcase struggle or showcase redemption or growth or just any type of hardship. I think that's kind of what it was founded on in its inception. And so, my life has been categorized by a lot of different things, from substance use to depression to anxiety to mental health stuff to, you know, falling short in certain areas of my life. My life's been filled with a lot of struggle and a lot of hardship. And towards the end, it's been filled with a lot of growth too. So I'm just kind of capturing and showcasing all those layers and all those forms to deliver that to my listener because I really want my listener to take something from what I'm saying and the songs that I do. And every song that I make, each line, each word, I really put a lot of meaning into. There's a lot of thought that goes behind it. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of purpose that goes within each and every line of my song. So if you listen to them, and if you really listen, you'll really catch. Sometimes there's some double meanings. Sometimes I got a line that's halfway through the verse, but it's gonna connect to the first part of the verse, and it's just I don't know. Just really listen to what I'm saying sometimes.
Where what inspires you to write lyrics like that? Because you could write all kinds of songs, silly songs, serious songs. What inspires you to write songs like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, like, especially in music today, and even particularly like hip hop, there's like so many different subgenres now. You got trap, you got drill, you got real street, you got emo rap, you got pop rap, you got futuristic rap, you got whatever. And the main thing for me is it just comes back to authenticity, another founding principle I think of hip hop in particular. Though sometimes I think nowadays it gets kind of lost. But I still think that I still hold true to that principle and that premise of authenticity. And I could make songs about you know partying it up or degrading women, whatever. And that's just not the lane that I want to. I mean, I've did that before, and that's just not the lane I'm at right now. I'm just in a whole different period of where I'm at as a man, where I'm at in life, and I want to transmit that to my listener. And if I'd rather put something of value into the world and behind the words and lines that I speak. Hopefully, it resonates with my listener.
Say more about the authenticity of hip hop. or rap music or that style of music? Say more about that. You said speaking to the authenticity, and sometimes that gets lost. What did you mean by that?
So yeah, I think, like I said, in the beginning, it was really like the gangster rap era. That was authentic. They were telling their stories of what was going on in their environments, whether it was happening to them personally or just in their surrounding, what surrounded them. They were telling their story. And I think over the course as hip hop has evolved, there's certain artists that have kind of maybe ridden that wave and kind of adopted personas to maybe where they're not really living exactly what they're saying, or even in cases not at all. And then I think it reached a point in like maybe the mid 2000s, late 2000s, to where it's like authenticity in hip hop, and then like actors or people faking it kind of really came to a head. I'd say probably around like 2010 is like when like uh, you know the Gucci Manes and the the drug dealing hip hop. Well, Gucci and them in particular were still in the streets. Yeah, and so I think it became a point towards that where it came to a head, because it's like now I got to really prove that the words I'm saying I'm really doing and I'm really living. And so nowadays you'll see it in the current state of hip hop where there's been RICO charges. People are catching cases because I think they're really trying to really embody and live out the words that they're saying. And it's kind of a weird state. But I also think that like real conscious like music, real soul authentic music is really making a comeback. I think people are kind of getting tired of the shoot 'em up bang bangs, and I mean, I still listen. I'm a big Griselda fan. I'm sober, but I still love drug dealing hip hop. I still love Benny the Butcher, Conway, West Side. Like I love that. But also,
Hey, a lot of people listen to gospel, don't go to church.
right,
You know
sure,
what I'm saying?
sure, fair point.
You said, okay, you said earlier that you're in this tremendous growth part of your life, right? What would you call the other part of your life? And I feel like there's a lot of growth there, even though it wasn't good, comfortable growth. Like without that period of before now, like I don't think you'd grow into who you are as this person, right?
Right, and I think J. Cole has a song called "Love Yours," one of my favorite songs of all time. But he has a line in there where he says, "There's beauty in the struggle," and that struggle is what made me who I am today. Without that struggle, I don't think this would even be I don't even think this would be happening. I don't think any of the other ventures or endeavors in my life would be happening. Um, while that in that struggle came with a lot of pain, a lot of hurt and heartbreak and hardships and things I probably shouldn't have seen or witnessed. Um, but I guess being able to come out on the other side and reflect and look back and now transmit this new energy in this new space that I'm living in, I guess it kind of gives meaning and purpose to the struggle.
Well, you said this. It's a lot of the motivation and the story, the themes of your songs, right? So, like the first song that you decided to perform is going to be "Last Time."
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about this song and tell me like how it came to you and all that good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So this song is called "Last Time," and it's a line by line analysis because a lot of my story does involve substance use and addiction. Um, and this song particularly, it details line by line of my last. I overdosed 5 times in a 2 weeks period from fentanyl, and this song literally details my last overdose, from like the mindset to the actions to the means of going and getting it, and then to ultimately like the overdose itself. And so I said it was going to be my last time, and my last time almost was my last time.
All right, one more question before you perform it. So you said you overdosed 5 times in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you feel like was that intentional? Was that accidental, or was it like somewhere in between?
Well, it definitely wasn't intentional, but I guess if you could put a word on it, I would say delusional. because like each time I thought it was going to be a different. I didn't think it was going to happen. So like overdose once, I don't know what happened. Overdose twice, I don't know what's going on here. Overdose 3 times. Like I thought it was going to be a different thing. Because I was in this space of like trying to get sober at the time, but I also just wanted to like do it one more time, and then I would be done with it for good. But I kept overdosing, and I didn't want to end my last usage dying. You know what I'm saying?
So you kept doing it.
I kept doing it because I'm going to be able to beat this, and I'm going to find a way around it. And so I tried. I did a little bit. I did more. I did less. I did it a different way. I snorted it, smoked it, whatever, injected it, trying to find like just that one way I could just escape that overdose. And I couldn't find the right method or concoction or formula. And it was the same thing over and over again. So really, I was just trying to get high one last time, and then I would be done with it. But yeah, delusional.
All right, man. Let's do this thing.
Let's do it, man. J-Kline. And this song right here is called Last Time. Last time. And I know I said that last time, but don't compare this right here to the past times, cause this time, I swear it's gonna be different. Heroin is all up in my ear and it's whispering, telling me to get some in, get another fixin' in. Last 4 tries, I didn't die. It's a miracle I'm even alive. And twice, it was the same EMT that had me revived. He looked me in my eyes, told me that I need to get it right. Is this how you wanna go and end your life? But something inside kept telling me that I can survive and override the chance of having overdose. Number 5, cause I'm invincible, delusional too, cause I was using that as proof to continue to do what I do. Plus my mindset was like the mother time was just a fluke. Maybe I just snorted instead of trying to shoot. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. I'm tripping, I'm crawling, but I can't lift up. My addiction is calling, but I can't pick up. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. I'm tripping, I'm crawling, but I can't lift up. My addiction is calling, but I can't pick up. I'm at my new sober house, got kicked out of the last one. From the fact I just overdosed and relapsed on. It's Sunday, we're having our meeting, this bitch drags on. Whole time I'm in my head, plotting my last run. Soon as that's done, it's been a few days since I had some. I get you weighed and it's okay, cause I can pass one. With this fake piss that I had on, I'm in the clear, cause at least I won't get tested for a couple weeks. I head out the door, walking up the street, call my plug, asking if he's good and where we should meet. He said Mickey D's, I said sweet. He pulls up, I hop in and out of his passenger seat. Take that little baggie, hit the bathroom as quick as can be. Enter the stall, pour out the fentanyl, cut off a piece of a straw, snort a line so small. I woke up choking on my vomit in a stretcher with me on. Hey yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. I'm tripping, I'm crawling, but I can't lift up. My addiction is calling, but I can't pick up. Last time, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. I'm tripping, I'm crawling, but I can't lift up. My addiction is calling, but I can't pick up. Last time. True story, too. J-Kline, last time.
All right, so I just have to ask, because we have a mutual friend, Sean,
Yeah,
has a podcast called I Am Redemption.
yeah.
Did you writing the song I Am Redemption have anything to do with you being friends with him, or is it just total coincidence?
So that's total coincidence. So, this is crazy. So when I started like this journey I'm on, like, I don't know, 3 years ago now, after like a year in, I started like working on, I was going to do an album called This Is Redemption. I've since scrapped that just because I'm just doing singles right now, and I might revisit an album later. But that was kind of my whole thing too, was redemption. And then I'm at this event one time, or I had seen his thing on Facebook or something, that I am redemption. I'm like, this is redemption. I am redemption. I'm about it. I'm all about redemption. So I sent him a message like 2 years ago, like, hey man, I'm all about redemption too. I love that, and blah, blah, blah. And we just end up connecting, and we become friends. He's become a mentor and a brother, and but yeah, no, that's totally
Total coincidence.
Yeah,
Huh? Yeah. Do you feel like at this point you've been redeemed? Or are you still working on it?
yeah. I think redeemed, yes. But redemption, I feel like that is that's it's a forever thing.
The first thing I thought of is like, like when you get to heaven, that's true redemption. That's when you
yeah.
hit redemption, right? But
Right.
until that point, it's just, you're working towards it.
Yeah, absolutely. As life changes and growth happens, and then there's life still happens, and then there's more things to battle against. So it's a constant state of redemption. I feel like it all depends on which season I'm in. Some seasons require a little bit more potential redeeming and striving to redemption. Some are, you're at that place where you got those feelings of, I have been redeemed from this particular thing. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm in a different battle, and I'm in a different season.
Tell me about the song. Tell me how you came up with the song "I Am Redemption."
This is redemption.
Oh, this is my bad. My bad. This is redemption.
Easy.
Well,
easy
we're
mix.
talking about Sean stuff, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just jumped right into it. My
Yeah, yeah.
bad. This is redemption. Yeah.
Sean, you're gonna love the plug, by the way. Sean's gonna love the plug. Go follow that too.
Go follow that.
But so I just wanted like a song, because a lot of my songs were like that I had released prior to that were mainly like redemption or being, finding redemption from addiction. Like there was Last Time, which was the overdose song. And then I put out a song called Chains, which talked about like being in that place of like shackled by addiction. And I just wanted to make a song that was like, I'm going to talk a little bit of shit, but not like in this like necessarily like a bravado, like super macho thing, but like, just like, man, I know what I'm coming for, and I know what I want, and I know who I am, and this is redemption, baby.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. At the beginning of the song, you're like, they. Who's they?
They is they, whoever they are. I don't think they necessarily have I don't think it's a particular person, or group or an institution or a thing. But
It's anyone that's trying to suppress you, anyone that's trying to hold you back.
Yeah, if you find yourself falling in line or association with they, well then, that might be to you. But, it's really just like a broad, approach. I don't have any enemies out there.
You're not keeping receipts?
Hey,
You keep a couple?
I keep receipt. I keep tabs and files on everything. So there probably is some receipts in there, but I'm in a whole place of like I just want everyone to eat and win and be successful, and that's always been my message and platform. Just on the hip hop side of things, I can kind of dive into that and kind of tap into that. But on the outside, like I don't care. I don't care. I know who I am. I know what I do and and things I do it for. And music, I get to add a little different spice and element to it. So
You ready to do This is Redemption? You ready to do it?
let's get it, man.
Awesome.
Yeah. J-Kline. I got a story to tell. Listen. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. They thought I was done, they thought I was down, they thought it was over. I kept fighting, moving forward, up against the row-ups. Hit me more and more, body so, face all toe up, life would not me, but I didn't let it stop me when it got rocky. Got up every time like Balboa. My game is a rarity, so why you think they scared of me? How dare they be another rapper that's compared to me? I stopped the lessons, mopped my messes, knocked to the press spot that I was caught intensive. Woke up, got brought to my senses, thank God, cause he just dropped some new blessings. I I changed up my set and fixing my vision. Like I bought some new lenses. Now this view is expensive. Clean as fuck, but don't flock with the questions. I put a stop to that shit, like blocked up intestines. What your intentions? Matter of fact, fuck your suggestions. Everything I went through, witness and experience prepared me. See, I'm ready for anything, and I ain't got no fear in me. Everything I went through, all the shit that I overcame. Homeless, lost up in the streets, got nowhere to go or stay. All the trauma had me numb like I was on some Novocaine. Taking all these pills so I ain't gotta feel no more pain. I'm after problem like, oh no, here we go again. No, I gotta make a change. I got so much more to gain. Always knew that one day that I would go and make it out. Now I got a story to tell when I'ma say it now. I done heard all the rumors and I heard all the mentions till that second. I walk on y'all blocks and see y'all gawk like a ghost that just made a grand entrance. And y'all jaws drop while y'all talk, discussing all y'all thoughts about what happened and what didn't. How I fall off from drugs and addiction, or he smashes melon messing with them crazy ass women. Somebody killed him or he's sitting in prison. Y'all really thought it was the ending? Don't start backpedaling and second guessing. I'm always remembering, I ain't never forgetting. Yippee-ki-yay, little bitches, now I'm back with a vengeance. Been saying that for a minute. What, you didn't listen? What, you thought I was kidding? Well, my fuck, I isn't. You hear the engine, it's reverent, consider this the beginning. Yeah, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. And now I'm back on a mission, and yes, I have risen. And now I'm back on a mission, and yes, I have risen. Everything I went through, all the shit that I overcame. Almost lost up in the streets, got nowhere to go or stay. All that trauma had me numb like I was on some Novocaine. Taking all these pills so I ain't gotta feel no more pain. Problem after problem like, oh no, here we go again. No, I gotta make a change. I got so much more to gain. Always knew that one day that I would go and make it out. Now I got a story to tell when I'ma say it now.
When did you write, or how does the process of writing a song with other artists go? So when did you write your verse for Always New, and when did you know you're going to be on it? How'd that all come about?
So I'm very weird with like how I do my, well, not really weird, but like I'll get certain beats. I may get these beats, like I might buy a beat because I'm feeling it at the time, and I might never write to it for months, maybe even years. I don't, it all depends. Like sometimes like, damn, this is fire. I'm going to write, and like, it'll just get stashed for a second because I heard another beat or maybe something else inspired me in that moment. And it's like, I got to write on this. But that particular beat, shout out to Raw with the Daw, Fetty Knox, Chef. They're the producers on the beat. And they were doing like a live stream build a beat session. And I was on Facebook. I think I was on my lunch break or something. And I was listening to it. I'm like, yeah, I need that. Send them a message. We got it. We did it. They sent the beat over to me. This was like, I don't know. This was like a year and a half ago. And I had wrote my verse to it, or I wrote a verse to it because I already knew the direction I wanted to go. Certain songs, I'll know who would sound good on this hook or this chorus, or who would accompany it with me, and I know the direction I want to go with it immediately. I'm pretty visionary with some of my songs, and so I wrote my verse, and I was like, I hit up my guy Einstein, the mastermind, who is on the chorus. He's on the second verse as well. And I was like, hey, I got this song. I already have a hook for it, or at least a concept of a hook for it. It's called Always New. And I was like, I know you're going to be perfect for this because the harmonics are exactly your lane. I was like, the concept is always new. Just kind of keep it like this because I'm like this, but otherwise kind of do your thing with the chorus. He had wrote his thing, and then he lives in Killeen area. And so we drove up there a couple months later after we had kind of wrote it and discussed it. And we recorded it at Dream Big Studios in Killeen. And the rest is history.
When you came to him with the song and you're like, hey, I already kind of have a hook, what was he receptive to that? Or is he like, what is the collaboration process at that point?
Yeah. Well, very rarely do I ever like, I'm always like respectful of other people's creative process. So like, that's why I kind of with him, like I have a hook, but also I have like this concept of a hook. I'm not saying you got to, but I always like, hey, I know what you do and I know what you're capable of and I know your talent and your craft. So take this, combine it with this, and then let's make this. And that's exactly what he did. And he understood the assignment to the T. So,
Okay, for this song, did you come up with the hook first, or were you writing lyrics first and then the hook came to you?
I kind of had like the melody in my head, or like at least like the general concept. I always knew I was destined for. Always knew. Okay, and then I just started writing, and after I kind of had like I didn't like have like a necessarily concrete hook when I started writing my verse, but like the verse kind of wrote itself because I already knew. I was like, I want to go for like this soulful.
You always knew.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Drop it in.
Always knew, and I just wanted to go for like this kind of soulful but like inspirational anthem type song. That's like everything I done been through. And here I am now, and it was just it's a true. Everything I write is true. Every song I make is like truly from the heart. And I remember like being homeless, and even when I was like homeless on the street, baking in the Austin, Texas sun, downtown on 6 and Brazos, just no direction, nowhere to go, no hope. But even with all that, I still like even inside my heart there was still like this inkling left of like, if I could just beat this and shake this and come out of this circumstances, I know what I could do, and I know my potential. And even when I lost myself, I still always knew that I could be something.
So tell me about the first couple of lines in the song. What are the first couple of lines?
Yeah, so I start off like just letting it be known, like all them hard times I kept pushing and rocking on in the midst of the struggle, but still I kept on plotting on.
So what did that mean? You're in this hard time. Well, what were you plotting?
And it kind of goes back to that sentiment in my heart. It's like, man, I know I should be doing better than what I'm doing right now. So I'm rocking on with my current situation, but still in my head, like, I used to like ride around Capital Metro buses. Sometimes I'd have nowhere to go, so I'd ride a bus. I'd ride the 801 bus from North Austin all the way to South Austin and South Park Meadows, and then
Just to have something to do?
just to have something to do. Sometimes I'd get like an hour or two of sleep because I didn't have anywhere to go at that period, and that would be the only place I would feel comfortable sleeping. I don't really like sleeping around a lot of people.
And kind of safe in a way, right?
It is, yeah. Because I don't like to be in vulnerable positions, and when you're asleep on the street, it's a pretty vulnerable position. And so sometimes I would just like look out the bus and out the window, and I would just like look at everything as life is passing by, and like people are moving and society is still going on, and I'm in this miserable state of existence. And I was just like, man, I would just daydream. So I'm plotting on.
You were manifesting in a way.
Yeah.
In a weird way,
Yeah.
you were manifesting your future.
I was.
It means even inside of that addiction, you always knew you could do this, I guess, right?
Yeah. And it was just, if I could just shake this and get rid of this, then I know I could be and do this.
What was the next couple of lines?
So yeah, all them hard times I kept pushing and rocking on in the midst of the struggle, but still I kept on plotting on. Reminisce when I ain't have shit. Thank God they gone. Remember I was homeless. Hard concrete, what I laid on. It's one of my favorite lines.
Why do you like that line so much?
Because it's just like I had a little flair and twang into the delivery. And it's just real. Because now I'm kind of talking about. So I kind of hit it with like the past tense to a degree, past tense, and then we kind of juggle into present tense. Okay, so life is different. You got sobriety, you got clean time. You've started to assemble some things. Dreams are starting to come true, and things are in motion. And now I'm reminiscing when I didn't have shit. Thank God they're gone. Thank you, God. Because I remember when I was homeless, and all I had was hard concrete. What I laid on.
What's the next couple of lines?
Next couple lines are, now when I lay songs, you can hear that pain up in my voice. I know what it's like when there ain't no other choice.
Again, like you're reminiscing and manifesting. It feels like all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Well, what's the next set of bars you got on there?
When all you know is hurt, loss, death, and destruction. There's no self-worth in your environment. Earth works in conjunction. You becoming a part of its production. And now you need something, some kind of substance for consumption just so you can go and function.
So what were you thinking there? What were you saying there?
You know, I'm like speaking to people, but I'm also speaking to myself. You know, like, well, one thing I think we all can relate to is like loss, death. Those are inevitable. And a lot of my reality was that combined with like destruction. I was oftentimes I created my own destruction, but it just felt like there was destruction all around me. So I'm like, I'm saying this to anyone that's ever experienced those particular things, whether it's one or two or all three. And then I just kind of channel into like the internal condition, like the mindset and how that works with like being a part of like your environment. So I'm like, there's no self-worth. So I already don't have any self-worth. So I don't feel good about myself. So how can I have any motive or inspiration or motivation to change? And my environment is also messed up. And so when you have no self-worth and your environment on earth works in conjunction, you becoming a part of its production. So now it's kind of like a movie set, right? This is now your show and you become a part of the production. This is your life, which is kind of like a movie.
100%.
It's a production. And so like how do we cope, or how did I cope, or how did others cope? Oftentimes when you're faced with like no self-worth and you're dealing with all those traumatic experiences, and then your environment is messed up with all of that, you resort to consumption. And now you need some kind of substance just so you can function. And that's my story, man.
I'm sure that feels really real, doesn't it?
Yeah.
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 All right. So since I've made you a brain bust on your lyrics, would you mind freestyling the whole thing for me to send us out?
Most definitely. All them hard times I kept pushing and rocking on in the midst of the struggle, but still I kept on plotting on. Reminisce when I ain't have shit. Thank God they gone. When I was homeless, hard concrete, what I laid on. Now when I lay songs, you can hear that pain up in my voice. I know what it's like when you feel there ain't no other choice. All you know is hurt, loss, death, and destruction. There's no self-worth in your environment, and earth works in conjunction. You becoming a part of its production. Now you need some kind of substance for consumption just so you can go and function. I know exactly what you going through, because I was going through it too.